We doing? We're back.
Oh,
we
we're
are
back. Jeez.
So back. I scared you. It is a big day. Kratz, do you know why?
I know why.
Whoa. Who's that person?
Yeah.
We have a new teammate.
Who is that person?
We have a new teammate. Let's bring in
Sneak
the
peek.
newest member of the Foul Territory team in a variety of roles. My good friend, I call her Sis. We have known each other for a long time. Alana Rizzo joining us right now and joining the FT fam as part of the new live edition of Fair Territory that's coming up a little bit later today, and a new show that we're going to announce in just a sec. But first, let's go over that. Alana, what's up? Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I am so ready. It is so good to be with you guys. I'm sorry I'm not Kate Middleton for all of those that were chiming in the chat, wondering who your co-host was going to be. But no, I'm psyched. I'm so excited to be a part of this. I've been following you guys, obviously, since Foul Territory started over a year ago. So thrilled for your success and so happy to be a part of it. So it's awesome I'm going to fix my setup because we're still trying to figure this whole thing out. But I'm excited. I can't wait to be a part of things with you guys, a part of things with Kenny, and the new show that's coming up too.
Yeah, new show.
I don't
coming
recognize
up really
her,
soon.
by the way.
Why?
Because I've only ever seen Alana in Dodger Blue. So the fact that she doesn't have Dodger Blue on right now blows my mind. Because every time, like when I've done games and I would run into her, Dodger Blue. Like even if it's in the playoffs, Dodger Blue. And I'm like, who are you? It's like, oh, I'm with the network, but I'm still in my blue. I'm like, now she has a different color on. I'm like,
She's
wait,
got a
who is
ring
this?
too.
Who is this person?
Dodger blue ring.
Whoops.
I do have a Dodger blue ring. Yeah, so there's a lot to talk about with the Dodgers right now, right? We're going to be discussing that a little bit coming up with Ken. Yeah, I'm still very much a Dodger homer, but I actually have some Dodger stuff behind me. But yeah, it's an interesting time to be a Dodger fan, isn't it? But you're right, AJ. I do have a lot of Dodger blue stuff. So if anybody needs to add that to their wardrobe, let me know. But I can talk about the other 29 teams too. Don't worry. Entering my 20th season of covering baseball. Scott and I have been working together for a long time back in 2012, and he is like my little brother. So happy to see everything that you guys are doing with Foul Territory.
Thank you.
We will not yell at you like certain people either, I promise. Scott, I'll yell at Scott, but I will not yell at Ken definitely will yell at you. So
we're not yellers here. But okay, before we get to the second layer of this discussion, which is Dodger related, what are your thoughts on teaming up with Ken Rosenthal, who is one of the most respected humans, personalities in our sport for a long time, an insider that breaks like all the news and is super opinionated and professional, and has his own show, Fair Territory, that does very well and wherever you get your pods, and you can watch it on YouTube too. But he announced that there's going to be a second edition here every single Thursday. Today, our show will actually run right into your show, but normally it'll be the reverse, where it'll be on at 12:30 and then it'll go up till about 1, and then we'll start with Foul Territory. But just wanted to get that all out there for everyone to understand like how we're extending the time of the network, this modern baseball network that we're creating. But you and Ken are going to get to go back and forth on all the top topics, and you'll have some fun with the YouTube chat too to get some fan questions, which can be very unhinged. So have fun with that.
Yeah, anytime you can be in the same sentence with Ken Rosenthal, that's a good thing, right? I mean, this is a guy that's been doing it at the highest level for decades, and very grateful to Kenny to let me, be on Fair Territory with him, and to have the first one live here coming up at 12:30 is going to be a lot of fun, and we'll just kind of go back and forth with all conversations of what's going on in this great game and in the world of baseball on a weekly basis. So I've known him for a very long time, always admired the work that he's done, and he's done it the right way for a really long time. So to be able to, go back and forth with him is gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to be able to team up with him again.
Will you feel comfortable? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Will you feel comfortable enough to call him Junior in your first show / first or second time working together?
Probably a second. I'm gonna ease my way into this. I mean, Ken has quite the resume, so I got to make sure that I earn my keep first before I go ahead and call him Junior. It's funny too because I've never seen Ken in anything casual. So when I was asking what the attire was, what we were supposed to wear. He still does the button down thing. And if you see Ken like in a t-shirt, it almost looks like he's wearing pajamas, I'm told. So I didn't even know that Ken was old enough to be married and have kids, because he still looks like he's a teenager. But apparently I think he might even be older than me, which is hard to believe.
Yeah, Ken is aging like a fine wine, and I know he's super excited about this because his Grill and Ken section of Fair Territory on Mondays is super popular. And unfortunately, due to time constraints, Ken does not have 10 hours to do Fair Territory. So when he sends out his tweet for weekly questions, he gets hundreds of questions. So now he'll be able to answer those questions live with fans, and Alana will be a part of that mix to be able to bring those questions to life. So it'll be fun. Like for today's show, I'll be in the chat too, so I'll mix it up with the fans and see what we've got. Too bad there's nothing to talk about. And on that topic, the Dodgers have taken center stage lately, especially over the last 24 to 48 hours, opening up the season for us against the Padres and the Ohtani story. So as part of the FT fam, we are launching a brand new Dodgers territory show that will look and sound like this.
As a Dodger fan, you felt like we've won an off season.
Hey, it's Alana Rizzo. I'm joining the Foul Territory fam and co-hosting a new show called Dodgers Territory on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in twice a week for the latest Real Talk Dodgers content with myself and my co-host Clint Casillas.
As the Dodgers march on towards that piece of metal in October.
Follow along for Shohei Ohtani's first season in Dodger Blue and join us for fun conversations on everything happening in the Dodgers universe.
There it is. So let's bring in one more box, shall we? one more human to the mix here. The great Clint Casillas joining us right now. Yes, to join Alana on Dodgers Territory. I will not be on that show either, so I'm going to let you two go back and forth and take it away. But Alana, you want to introduce Clint, who I know you've known for a long time, and what you're going to bring to the table for Dodger fans and just for baseball fans in general.
Yeah. First of all, welcome, Clint, to the party and to the whole Foul Territory team. Obviously, I've known Clint for a long time. He does a great job covering the Dodgers on a daily basis. Obviously lives in California, bleeds Dodger blue, but has done this situation with the Dodgers in the whole podcast world for a very long time. So we're excited to be able. I'm excited to. AJ joked that every time he saw me, I was in Dodger blue, but there's a reason for that. I spent 7 years covering that team and was very close to what was going on there. And, when I decided to leave after they won the World Series in 2020, it was a very difficult decision. So to be able to get back to talking on a daily basis about the Dodgers is incredibly exciting. And there's nobody better to do it with me than Clint. Sorry, Scott, we keep phasing you out of the show and the network that you created, but it'll be great to have Clint on board. So Clint, welcome. And just tell us a little bit about what you bring to the table.
Yeah, I think the thing I'm most excited to bring to the table is giving you that helping step you back in front of Dodger fans, because as we've talked about, the people miss you. They miss you terribly, and I'm stoked beyond. I don't know. Words are hard sometimes. This is all very exciting, but I am stoked to be doing this show with you. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with the fans and give a different look, a different perspective, hopefully, to Dodgers coverage throughout the season. Of course, people know me. I've been doing this for a while in this weird in front of a camera setup on my own channel with all Dodgers and all that. And, adding to the plate, why not? We could, there's a lot of coffee in the world. There's a lot of Monster. I don't know if it's a sponsor yet, but we're looking. But I'm stoked to talk about the Dodgers. And hopefully, we already got our first scandal too. So it's going to be a long season.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's no lack of things to talk about as far as that is concerned. And we already have 2 games under our belt and all this stuff going on with Shohei Ohtani and everything going there. So it's going to be good. And to be able to dive into everything that is Dodger Blue, you've been doing it for a really long time. So psyched to have you on board for sure.
No, I appreciate it.
Okay, so before both of you jump, and yes, we'll see Clint and Alana together on Monday on Dodgers territory. So every Monday and Thursday, that show will be on 3 o'clock Eastern time, 12 o'clock Pacific for the lunchtime crowd out there on the West Coast. We would like to get a sneak peek of your thoughts on what's gone down in the Dodgers world.
There's nothing to talk about after 2 games in Dodgerland. I mean, nothing happened after the first game. Nothing happened in the first inning today. I mean, it's going to be a very calm season in Dodgerland this year.
I mean, it's never calm, right? I think the first thing you look at is, Yoshinobu is like the happiest guy in the world, right? Because he gave up a 5 spot in the first inning, and then all of a sudden that's not the biggest news coming out of Dodgers camp. So I think you look at the Ohtani situation with Ippei. You look at, obviously, Yamamoto getting shelled in the first inning. Then you look at, Muncy having a very long night defensively at third base. And then you look at Mookie Betts, who I'm in line with AJ here and not with Erik. I think Mookie Betts is going to be a phenomenal shortstop. How many guys have to go from the outfield to the infield, let alone the shortstop position, and can play it as well as he already has in a couple of games? So I think that's what. Is there anything else we can talk about, Clint? I mean, those 4 things I think are pretty big.
I mean, I know there are some networks out there that aren't talking about this situation, and I don't know how much we're trying to add to it, but is there a lot to talk about?
Never a boring day in Dodgerland.
No. And also there were games, right? Like Alana mentioned. So Yamamoto had a tough day, but the Dodgers offense looks pretty damn good too. So did the Padres offense, in all fairness. Obviously, it was a freaking crazy game. But Mookie Betts looks like an early front runner.
I already said it.
If he can handle shortstop.
I said it. What do you guys think? I said if he can play shortstop at an average to above average level with his offense, he'll run away with the MVP this year.
Do you agree, Alana?
No question. I heard you guys I do. I heard what you guys were saying earlier on foul territory, and you brought up Ronald Acuna Jr. Just how defensively sound Mookie already is at the shortstop position. And again, this guy is, you ask anybody out there, he is the most athletic baseball player in the game right now. Not even as just by his own teammates' standards. We're talking in the league, he's so athletic. So I don't ever worry about Mookie anywhere in the field. And obviously shortstop is a very demanding defensive position, but I think Mookie, I think he can handle it. And again, the fact that he went from right field to second, then to short, just shows you how much faith the Dodgers have in them.
Clint, follow. What do you got?
I said it on the post-game show yesterday. Mookie is a world-class athlete for a reason. He can handle this. It's not what anybody wanted. It's not what this team expected. It's what they have. Hey, that's a pretty damn good backup situation to have when you have a former MVP you could slot in at shortstop, and he could do the job. It looks like, there's definitely some defensive questions, definitely going to be some pitching questions, but Mookie Betts is not going to be a question at short, at least for a while.
Yep, I'm with you. Well, so much more of that coming up. And same thing, obviously, they'll interact with the fans. It's going to be great. A lot of what you see here will be brought to the Dodgers world. And I know there were a lot of requests for more Dodgers content. Well, we picked the best in the biz here. So, Alana, Clint, awesome to have you as part of the team. We cannot wait for your show together. And Alana, we'll see you in like 10 minutes on Fair Territory with Kenny Ballgame.
All right, guys. Thanks for having us. Really looking forward to it.
Same here. Thank you both, Clint and Alana, joining the FT fam, and a lot more info on all of our socials too. So you can check that out. And again, I'll keep letting everyone know about the schedule, because some people are like, well, is something going away? Is something coming? No, everything's just getting added.
Yeah.
We're trying to build a modern network here by implementing shows before and after FT as well that we think everyone will love. And the requests for Fair Territory to happen more frequently have been a thing since Ken started. And we're like, it should be live. It should be with another superstar personality in our sport. So you make it happen, and I'm excited about it. It's a show that I will be very, very involved with in the chat.
Yes, you will.
Yes. So excited to make those announcements. And lastly, we'll get to slap hands, and we'll kind of shout out a few other things before we jump and then go right to Ken and Alana off of that. So we'll get to slap hands here. We'll do an extended edition of Slap. And yes, today, foul territory is going a little shorter than usual because our show during spring training has been from 11 to 1.
Ish.
But today we'll go from 11 to 12:30-ish.
Ish.
And then we'll go to Ken and Alana. But starting next week on Wednesday, the show is back to its regular time for the rest of the year. 1 o'clock Eastern. We'll go until 3. Fair territory on Thursdays. We'll head into our show. And Dodgers territory on Mondays and Thursdays will come after foul territory. We will post that schedule. We'll make a nice little graphic for it and post that schedule. So a few things to hit in Slap. First off, let's talk Wyatt Langford for a moment. And I liked this tweet from our friend Jim Bowden that we found last night. So he is the first player to hit at least 6 spring training homers at 22 years old or younger since Freddie Freeman did this 12 years ago and Ryan Zimmerman did this 18 years ago, which is crazy. Just crazy because you feel old. I feel like that wasn't that long ago.
Yes.
It was a long time ago. I know it's spring training, but Kratz, you know how much I love Wyatt Langford's bat since he was drafted. Felt like he easily could have been a number 1 pick in many other years and could have been a number 1 pick this year. We'll find out how he stacks up against guys like Dylan Cruz and Paul Skeens in his draft class. But I think this dude's going to help out the Rangers offense that already won a World Series title and make them even more of a pain in the ass to deal with.
That's what I was going to say. Don't forget, he's not just making a team. He's not just making a team as a high pick. He's making the Rangers last year's World Series championship team, which was built on offense for 3/4 of that season. Pitching stepped up. Everybody stepped up for him during the playoffs. But this guy's slotting in. He's not just making the 26-man roster. He's going to start for a team that absolutely tore the cover off the ball the first half of the year and then half of the second half. They ran into a little bump in the road. This guy's swing is very good in the sense that it is repeatable. It really doesn't look that much different from when he was in college just a year ago, playing in the College World Series, not even a year ago yet. And now he's ready to join the World Series defending Rangers, which is a congratulations to him. But Rangers fans, keep getting richer.
True. Congratulations, Wyatt. You made the team. First Bochy hasn't told you yet, but Erik Kratz said it yesterday. So if he says it, then it must be true. Listen, this kid was a bullpen catcher at the University of Florida and wasn't getting on the field, got himself in shape, became an outfielder, became all SEC player, then became the 3rd overall pick in the draft, and now he's going to be on the big league team on opening day. I mean, he got himself in shape. He put himself in a better situation. And if he does make the team, we are efforting him to come on next week. So hopefully we can figure out a way to get Wyatt Langford on the show and discuss Florida Gators. Forget MLB. Let's talk Gators.
No.
I knew that would piss Scott off. But no, this kid is a stud. This kid's a better athlete than you think. He's a better outfielder than you think. And obviously he has pop. And he's so short and direct to the ball. It is incredible.
Not to break down his mechanics, but exactly what AJ said. His bat is in the zone for a long time, and it gets there really quick. It's something that it's a repeatable swing for a lot of guys, but, not everybody can do it, body type and all that stuff. His ability at such a young age, yes, spring training home runs do not matter because of Brad Eldred's, the Jake Foxes, Kyle Higashioka, guys that led spring training in home runs may not lead the world in home runs during the season. But when you're under 22 years old, it's a big thing. It means he is ready. So hopefully Bochy answers my text and puts him on the team.
I don't think there's any question. Come on.
Yeah, he hit his way onto the team.
Yeah. And also, this isn't 20 whatever when Chris Bryant was manipulated. Do you remember that? That was the one that stood out. Was it 15?
15 or 16?
Well, no, they
won.
He
had 39 homers the year before in the minor leagues, and then they were like, he still has some refining.
Yeah. He needs. They're like, wait, how many days until we get the extra year? 10. Okay. He needs 10 days of refining. It was just
remember there was a billboard outside of Wrigley Field, like coming soon or something. Like it was like remember there was like a big.
Did it say ... after we get an extra year of service time?
I think Adidas maybe put it up or somebody.
Yeah. Hey, credit. That was definitely tweaked,
different times,
and somewhat fixed. If you've noticed, we are getting certain prospects called up quicker because of the rule tweak. You have to incentivize teams to call up the players that deserve to be up, and that is what is going on right now. You are getting high-level draft picks for bringing up your high-level prospects.
True.
That's a big deal.
True.
Slam dunk. They got it right so far. They haven't manipulated it yet.
The question for me that I have for both of you guys is they have Carter and Langford, both rookies. Will they take votes away from each other for Rookie of the Year?
No. I don't think it's the same as MVP. I feel like Rookie of the Year becomes more of what your numbers are, how you do, and you'll have a comparison next to each other. It's a 2-horse race in the American League. Sorry, Jackson Holiday.
If he doesn't make
sorry, because he might win it.
He also might win it. Yeah,
he has a chance. He's a very strong chance.
I loved it. I loved his number. I loved his plus. I think it was plus 800 or plus whatever he had. I loved it more than Evan Carter. Evan Carter's number wasn't high enough for me.
Fair.
First, let's see if Jackson Holiday makes the team.
Okay.
Yeah,
because they got a lot of
dudes.
A lot of infielders.
Got a lot of dudes.
I mean, they got shortstop who's pretty good. They got a second baseman who's pretty good. They got a third baseman who's pretty good. They got a lot of dudes.
They want the H to H connection. Henderson to Holiday.
Mm-hmm. I love when we had Gunnar on the other day. He's like, "Go play second, kid."
Yeah,
that was great. That was so great.
That was pro. I love that. And that is what they're doing.
Well, of course, that's what they're doing.
Some people thought, a year ago that Jackson was going to take over short and they'd move Gunnar maybe to second or third or whatever. And they're like, no, Gunner's our shortstop. Jackson at second. Obviously, they've thought about this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
This has been discussed within the org.
Long time. Jackson Holiday's played one full season.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Haven't had that long to think about it. They kept calling him up. They're like, hey, we're thinking about Jackson. Go to high A. We're thinking about Jackson, double A. The season's over. Jackson, you're not getting called up, but play in the playoffs and hit 2 dingers for Norfolk.
Long time is in months, not years. Yes. Mm-hmm. If we go back years, then we're talking about sophomore season in high school or something.
Hitting BP with my son, and then AJ's son too.
There you go. Next up, Craig Kimbrell was also a guest on that Orioles show. If you want to watch it back, we had a good time with Craig and his get me over changeup.
Okay, so do you have? I don't know what the video we're about to run is, but when we had Craig, first of all, he was going fishing, and I basically shamed him into coming on.
Thank you for that.
And he did, and he was great when he came on.
Yeah.
But I said to him, when I had you in 2015 with the Braves before we traded you at the end of spring, you were working on a changeup, and you wanted to throw changeup in spring training. Every time you threw, it was either ball or got whacked. And I asked him, "Are you going to throw a changeup this year?" And then his next outing, he got Kratz's guy on a changeup. And I think we have the video to show it, and you can see his reaction.
It's a what the?
And yeah, he literally says, "What the F was that?" And it made Pitching Ninja. So Rob Friedman, Pitching Ninja, you're welcome for giving you the scouting report on Craig Kimbrell.
Does it
especially since he played with Stoddard last year, and he stood behind Kimbrell the whole time, like. Ever throw a changeup?
No, it doesn't become a big thing. It's just hilarious that we talked about it the day before. Then he goes out the next night and punches out Kratz's guy, and he's walking by and he goes, "What the fuck was that?"
He will not throw more than 10 this season.
10? He won't throw 2. I think the under on that. He might not throw 5.
Evaluation of the movement on that changeup?
It was pretty good.
Okay, so then
it kind of cut.
It punched him out.
Yeah, it punched him out because he had no idea it was coming. That thing cut. That could have been down and into a lefty. If you see another one, that might be dinger central.
Dude, if you're facing Craig Kimbrell and you're looking for a changeup, you're out already.
You're out.
You're out before you even go to the Bucks.
Kratz hats, and then we've got our next show, like a network.
Little July 4th. Royals. Railroaders. Railroaders. Rail Riders. International League. Patch on the side.
How is that International League? Don't they just play in America?
Right? It's like the Pacific Coast League, and there's no teams on the Pacific Coast anymore.
Yeah, but we used to go to Canada in the Pacific Coast League. It should have been the International League.
International League used to be in Ottawa, too. But he gone.
Yeah. You got some A+. Give it an A. I always like the red, white, and blue.
Yeah. I mean, if it was 4th of July, I'd get a higher grade.
Yeah.
But the sweat stains bring it down.
No, sweat stains bring it up.
There's no sweat stains on this John.
Yeah.
No.
We got to go because there's another show and they're waiting for us. It is
Whatever.
Fair Territory expansion. You always talk about expansion. Here's expansion. Fair Territory is happening with Ken Rosenthal and Alana Rizzo. So stick right here. We'll send you to that stream on YouTube and we cannot wait for it. I'll be in the chat. So thanks for watching today's Foul Territory, and our family has gotten bigger and better. Yay.